But first, we begin this evening in Israel. Today, President Biden rejecting calls for a ceasefire between Israeli forces and Hamas in Gaza. The president's comments coming amid reports that a missile has struck another UN school in the Strip. NewsNation correspondent Robert Sherman is in Tel Aviv for us tonight with the very latest. Robert.
Natasha, aid groups such as the UNRWA have condemned the Israelis' operation in the last couple of days, while the IDF says they intend to follow all of the rules of war and push forward.
Israeli forces pushing deeper into the Gaza Strip tonight, with no signs of relenting.
Every day that goes by, there are fewer places where the Hamas terrorists can roam.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowing to eliminate Hamas wherever they may be. In the wake of the IDF's raid on Al-Shifa Hospital in Gaza City, forces have uncovered tunnel shafts and weapons. The site has been identified as a Hamas command center by both Israeli and U.S. intelligence.
The forces continue to operate in the hospital towards four main efforts. First is locating and collecting information about the abductees, which is top priority. Second is locating weapons in command rooms. Third is locating terrorists who are in the hospital grounds. And fourth is the significant effort to uncover the underground network beneath the hospital and destroy it.
Still, humanitarian concerns mounting there for patients, as Hamas condemns the move.
The attack on Al-Shifa Medical Complex and the enemy's storming of it with tanks 4 days ago is the greatest crime, as the occupation gave all the sick, wounded, medical staff, and displaced people 1 hour to evacuate the place in retaliation for everything, and against this complex in retaliation, because it represented a habitat for the protection and treatment of people and thus violated the most sacred humanitarian profession.
Meanwhile, over 200 hostages remain held in Gaza by Hamas, as families and loved ones wrap up their 5-day march from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem.
Thousands of Israelis came to support us all the way to achieve our demand, to show our demand to the government, to the cabinet members, to do everything they can to bring the hostages back.
Back in the U.S., President Biden penning an op-ed in the Washington Post, writing, quote, "And while Israelis are still in shock and suffering the trauma of this attack, Hamas has promised that it will relentlessly try to repeat October 7th. It has said very clearly that it will not stop. The Palestinian people deserve a state of their own and a future free from Hamas. I, too, am heartbroken by the images out of Gaza and the deaths of many thousands of civilians, including children."
The IDF saying in the coming days they will expand their operation and will be focusing on not just the northern portion of the Gaza Strip, but the south as well. Natasha.
All right, Robert Sherman live for us in Tel Aviv tonight. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.